Hello, once again, watchers of good movies. My name is Nick Pell, and this is my review of Terminator Dark Fate. This one takes place after the events of the second Terminator film, T2 Judgment Day. So if you've seen the first two Terminator films, you will know pretty much all that you really need to know to watch this film. So that's kind of a nice thing. Despite there being 5 other films in the franchise, you only really need to have seen the first 2 films to really understand what's going on. The other 3, Rise of the Machines, Salvation, and Genesis, don't play any part in this movie. So in that aspect, it sets up this brand new timeline, essentially just, again, taking place after those events of Judgment Day. And so we find out kind of why John Connor is not really involved in this film. And we kind of get to see how Linda Hamilton's Sarah Connor character is set up, as well as this new Danny character who is being protected by this enhanced human from the future named Grace. And the first like 10-15 minutes of this film just kicks off the film in a really fantastic way. It's very action heavy, it's very action focused, and you really get to see kind of all these characters established in the first 15-20 minutes of the movie. And it does it in a really well done fashion. I really enjoyed seeing that, and it just gets you really engaged in the film as a whole. It does kind of slow down at points. It's not the most well-paced movie, but it's kind of what you would come to expect. It's got some really impressive action scenes and impressive action set pieces. I thought that Gabriel Luna did a really great job playing this Rev 9 Terminator villain character, just having this really menacing presence about him, just being this unstoppable killing machine, just consistently going after these characters, because it's a new version that we haven't seen where it can basically separate its skin material from its robot body, so it can basically create 2 different pieces of itself, but it's also weaker in those 2 separate forms. So it just created these really interesting new fight dynamics that we haven't seen in a Terminator film thus far. And kind of like what we had in the second film, where we had this creature which could just continue to regenerate itself, that seemed to be this unstoppable killing machine, as most of the Terminator villains do have. It definitely just escalates that and brings it into this new franchise in this new kind of time. Linda Hamilton as Sarah Connor also, I think, is one of the standouts of this film, because you can just tell that the events which kind of set up this film have really left an impact on her character. She has been fighting this solo war for many years. She doesn't really have a huge grasp, at least at the beginning of the film, on what's been going on, kind of why she's been sent off to like kill these random Terminators. You can see just how much it's hardened her, but also how much emotional turmoil she has experienced as a result, and just not really necessarily coping with that fact. And so I really enjoyed seeing her performance. I thought she did a really good job. Arnold Schwarzenegger, he's back in this movie. If you've seen the trailer, you know that. I thought that he was probably the comedic relief of this film, honestly. His scenes and his dialogue had me laughing more than any other scene or person in this movie. And so once he's introduced, it does kind of add some levity to the film. And he's, again, a really fun presence to have on screen, despite him showing up in the latter half of the movie. But overall, I really enjoyed Terminator Dark Fate. I thought it was a really fun addition to the Terminator franchise, and I don't know if it'll end up getting a sequel of any sort, or if it'll set up a trilogy of any kind. The other 2 films tried to do that, and they failed epically. So, but yeah, I really enjoyed Dark Fate. I think it's well worth your time to check out if you're a fan of the Terminator franchise at all. But I also enjoyed Terminator Genesis, so take that as you will. But those are my thoughts on Terminator Dark Fate. Let me know your thoughts in the comments down below. Did you like it as much as I did? Did you hate it more than I did? Let me know. What is your favorite film in the Terminator franchise thus far? I'd love to hear your thoughts in the comments below. And as always, my people, my name is Nick Pell, and once again, keep on watching.